Warren Hall, the American Prodigy. Dre on me.
Oh, that was good. Great match. I love that. Before just having that ending, bruh. Man, WTF.
And Brian B.
I personally feel like Gabe made the right decision by not. I think he gained a ton of acknowledgement from their matches with Gunther, taking him to the limits and them showing that.
Commission Talks.
Yo, what it do, everybody, man? It's Wednesday. It's time for that Wrestle Talk Wednesday, man. I gotta get it right. WTW. Let's go, man. Welcome everyone to Commission Talk, man. We live here on the 11:30 podcast, man. Facebook channel, YouTube, Instagram, X, you name it. And also welcome everyone, man, who's tuning in also to the Beeline Entertainment LLC, man. Definitely, man. If you're new to the show and you haven't done so already, man, definitely hit that subscribe button down below, you guys, man. Like it, even comment and share it. Do all that great stuff, and don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms as well, you guys, man. Definitely make sure you follow the Beeline Entertainment LLC, and as well as Buzzing with Marlo, man. For real, I got the guys, man, joining in. I'm hosting this week, man, and my co-host is joining me. It's my 1-year-old little son, so you're gonna hear him in the background. But also got my guy, my bro, Brian B. What's going on with you, my guy?
Yo, listen, it's Wednesday. How's good, bro?
What's going on, man? I'm
Hey,
excited. I'm excited.
yeah, me too, man. Hey, commission for you guys who don't know, man. Brian B. I get off of work. As soon as I get off of work, listen. This is me right here, right? This is Beeline Studios. Everything nice and right. You know what my work is? My work is right here. So that's work. So I'm working right here, and then I get to the show right here. So I'm sitting in this chair for 12 hours or whatever. But I feel great, man. Really excited to talk about wrestling this week. I mean, we had a lot of stuff going on, and
Man.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
gonna be a lot of fun, man. For real. We also got Warren Marlowe is gonna be joining us. He's the other third of Commission Talks, man. He's gonna be joining us in just a bit. But like my guy Brian said, man, we got a lot of wrestling that been going on, man. We
yeah.
to start off the week, man, we had AEW Dynasty and of course Raw and obviously what happened in NXT. But we're gonna sort of dive into it. Swerve Strickland, man. Swerve Strickland. I think we've been talking about him, especially. I know that been a thing that you have been saying too here on Commission Talk that the one thing AEW sort of got right, or that they got right now, is Swerve Strickland and what he's doing. And this past Sunday, my guy, man, won the AEW championship. Won the
Yeah.
AEW championship, and it wasn't easy. He beat Samoa Joe, and it was a dope match, man. I thought it was awesome, man. AEW giving Swerve this opportunity, or he earned this opportunity, being the first Black AEW champion in AEW, man, which I think is incredible, man.
That's
What
right.
was your thoughts on
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's the right move. Like you said, man, I'm an avid follower of AEW. I keep up with the
it?
stories. I keep up with what they're doing. When the pay-per-views come out, I'm trying to check them out as much as I can. I don't order them or anything, but
Yeah,
unless it's something really big. I didn't expect this one to be as good as it was. A lot was
yeah,
happening. I think that's one of the things I can start to say about AEW is the predictability is a little bit different. When you have the big pay-per-views and stuff like that, especially in WWE and things like that, you can kind of predict it probably isn't going to be much title changes on Extreme Rules and shit. You know what I mean? But I think AEW kind of throws some curveballs at you. You never know. You can get a big win unexpectedly, it's at times. And I knew it was Swerve's time, bro. I mean, I've been calling it. Even the last time they fought, I thought it was his time, but I'm glad that they redeemed and did it the right way this time or whatever. So
yeah. I'm
I'm
glad.
excited
I'm
to see what
glad
happens
that
next.
I said last week. I think Warren was we was going through the prediction. I think we was trying to get off to grab something to eat, but
Oh yeah.
I thought he was going to actually lose and win that double or nothing. But One thing I think he said at the post show, and it was like a lot of moments sometimes. A lot of the guys' moments get passed up, and they go by, and it was like it's not the moment no more. And that's
Yeah,
sort of
true.
like a lot of guys who got beaten by Roman Reigns. It was like, well, the moment sort of passed in a way.
That's
So
it. You don't hold momentum forever, yo, and that's a big thing. So when you, it's crazy talking about that shit because that is an important factor, yo. It is an important factor why you have to have stories built outside of the championship. It's an important factor why you have to have people that are interesting that you like watching because you don't have to have a championship for everything. And 9 times out of 10, if there is something happening with the dominant champion, especially with the dominant champion, whether it be Rhea Ripley, whether it be Roman Reigns, even with Gunther, if you don't have enough story to build against their opponents that you're going to feed to the machine, and of course they're going to take the pin. You have to do it. You can't do a fucking disqualification with everyone. You can't do a he rolled him up and caught him by surprise, or a surprise guy came out and the music hit. Nah, man,
Mhm.
you have to do it in a way where these guys are still credible and they're still like big competitors after they take the pin. So I feel like Samoa Joe was definitely a dominant champion. I mean, not as far as like holding it for a long time, but he's definitely an established name in industry.
Yeah. I thought a lot
So
of people saw him as being like a transitional, and it's sort of sad though. I mean,
yeah,
Samoa Joe never won the title in the WWE Championship in
mm-mm,
WWE, but he got the AEW. He won the world title everywhere else, but won it in AEW. But in that midst of him winning it, you saw the rise of Swerve Strickland, whose house, Swerve house, and it was like,
right.
well, Swerve was more hotter than Joe,
Oh
and
yeah, way hotter.
it was like they just fed in a way they fed Joe to Swerve Strickland, which Joe is no easy guy to just go over, not to
Exactly.
say it like that, but I thought it was an incredible moment, and I also wanted to point out too because of course they pointed out AEW Swerve Strickland is their first black champion, and I think with since 2020 in a way we have started seeing a revolution where we start seeing these black superstars and black wrestlers because I talked about it growing up. I was sort of the only black guy in a way, who watched wrestling. It was sort of like,
Mm,
oh well, you watch wrestling? Oh wow, like everybody else that watched football, basketball, and sort of made you feel, as if, wrestling was less of or whatever like that. But to see and now podcasting and seeing so many different brothers like yourself and also seeing guys, that look like you make it to the top and be successful and win
yeah,
championships, that's black and not Caucasian,
yeah.
I think is amazing, amazing.
Yeah, they were saying that too. I saw it was a another TikToker who was on who was saying the same thing about the Hispanic culture as well in industry right now. Like you got um uh Damian Priest that just won it. You got even Cody Rhodes who was Cuban descent. And a couple other people. I forgot who the other ones were, but Roxanne Perez, a couple of people out there who's winning championships and it speaks volumes for the heritage, man, for the culture and everything like that. And like you said, bro, you like seeing that kind of that role model and figure that it makes you feel inspired that hey, I could do that too. And it is a great thing to see. There's no doubt about it. It's crazy because every time you say that, you say that you came from like people kind of. Well, listen, man, we were watching wrestling. I mean, I started watching wrestling really early though, so it's like when we were watching it, it was still the Hulk Hogan's. Me and my cousins, we were doing moves, we was doing all that shit or whatever. And then when it transitioned into like getting into the Stone Colds and even like the Rock and all them people, like we were already deep in it, man. We were already deep in NWO. We were deep in DX and all that shit or whatever. So it's like we were watching it and everybody was watching it. We had Warzone and Attitude and all the games and all that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I never felt that. Like, I never felt like, that kind of looked down upon. I didn't feel that actually until later because around like 2000, like, 5 and 6 and stuff like that, where it started to kind of die out a little bit. Kurt Angle and John Cena was around and kind of people were starting to
Yeah.
steer away from it a little bit.
Yeah,
And
it was like one or two people because I definitely remember. I'll never forget. My mom bought me a video game, SmackDown 2, Know Your Role,
Oh
and
shit.
a neighbor had SmackDown, the first SmackDown. I never played it. I wanted to play it. So he wanted to play SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, and so I gave him the mines, and I got his and traded them. My mom was like, "Why are you giving me your game? I ain't buy you that game to give it away."
Uh,
But just you know having those little people who was a fan of wrestling too, because I remember a neighbor, she was an older lady, she liked the wrestling. So I was like, man, and I was the more so the only one. People liked it a little bit, of course, when the Rock and Stone Cold, but after, like you said, it sort of died down in a way
yeah, yeah. People did. You still watch that shit? Like that's how it was treated for a
though.
while. But still a
Yeah.
little bit to this day. But like you said, it is cool being able to see, you know, more black. One thing I think about every time we talk about like black wrestlers and stuff like that, or any kind of like descent. You think about like the Mount Rushmore. People ask that question. Hey, what's your Mount Rushmore of black wrestlers? And sometimes you got to think a little hard. And usually most people have the same like names, you know what I'm saying? Like you got The Rock, and he's like,
Mhm.
black and Samoan. Then you got, like Booker T, you got like Mark Henry, you got Jacqueline, you got it. It's kind of slim pickings, man. I'm not trying to like hate, but it's kind of slim pickings when you're really trying to think about like, Virgil, and there's some out there, Coco Beware, but you can name most of them motherfuckers like
Yeah.
in a hot minute, you know what I mean? Like you got like the regular round. So being able to see like all the different talent, even like with the Bianca and the Jade and the and Montez and you got more people to kind of be a little bit more selective. Like, hey man, these people are starting to come up. Swerve is a big one. I also want to point out this shit, bro, because like I said about Swerve Strickland, man, this is something that we've had a regular conversation on, but making somebody and establishing somebody in any organization, man. Swerve is a beautiful example of what just being good, as well as being marketable, as well as that music hitting, as well as the manager hitting, as well. Every piece of Swerve Strickland should be an example to people for why you need all of that to become established fucking marketable character in pro wrestling. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know we're about to talk about it, but when I turn on the TV and I see Swerve shit come out and I hear his music, I'm like, this shit rock. As soon as the music hit, I don't gotta be a fan. I'm already invested. This shit fire. Who the fuck that? Look at that dude dancing. Then he gets in the ring and
Yeah.
he's good in the ring. He's good even on the mic. He's got a aura with him. He's his own individual. He got his own personality. Everything about him
Hmm.
is fucking marketable. It's attractive. So that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of things now, people are looking at different aspects of wrestling and talking about dynasty. You saw Daniel Bryan and Will Ospreay. Now,
Hmm.
I was hearing this and I watched this match. I made sure I watched it because I just wanted to see, was it a great match? Of course it was a great match. It was two phenomenal talents. They, flippity fucking one guy flipping this way, bounce back up, fucking on trampolines and shit. It was
Tell me, I got to hear your point of view, because this is, of course, I think this was their first time going one on one.
I think
So,
so. Yeah, they all wrestled each
yeah,
other so many times. I don't even know, but I
yeah,
think that was their first time.
we bringing in one too. But what was your thoughts on it though?
It was a
Did you
great
sit there and
match,
check it
man.
out?
It was a great match, yo. I just it's just for me, bro. It's like I'm just kind of tired, I guess, of the conversations of like, you know, I feel like people are watching this match and then they're having the conversation. See, this is wrestling, and I'm like, yeah, that's a part of wrestling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it's awesome to see like talented fucking athletes go to work, man. It's always, whether it be sports, whether it be fighting, whether it be whatever. But it's like at the same time, when I turn and see Swerve Strickland on the same show, I'm fucking invested at the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm invested with Swerve at the music. I'm invested in the ring. I'm invested in the entrance. I'm invested all the way around. When I see Daniel Bryan and Will Ospreay, I'm invested in they flipping shit in the ring. When that bell rang, that was great. But that's it. It ends for me. I don't want to buy their merch. I don't want to buy that shit. Swerve Strickland, people who I enjoy seeing. I can't wait to
What
see what they
what
happen
I
next. That's
what I
my
hear
shit,
from
bro.
you, what I hear from you is like what we sort of been talking about. The characters matter more than just getting in the ring and
For
having a
me,
bell to
yeah,
bell match, and which is totally, fine, and which is great because I do too, Of course,
Oh,
the matchup between Daniel Bryan and Will Ospreay. I mean, some people might call it a 5-star, 4-star match or whatever, but
yeah, it was
uh,
it was
you
great.
know,
I ain't
it
gonna
was.
hate on it.
I ain't gonna hate on it either. It was good. But one thing I would say, this was the better pay-per-views from AEW that they did in a long time. It did, although that for some reason they like to go 4 hours each pay-per-view, but it didn't feel as long to me though. But I thought it was great. Everything from that matchup with Daniel Bryan and the ladder match, and I didn't expect Jack Perry to uh,
Yeah,
reappear
oh, that was
in
pretty
AEW.
obvious. That
they're
was
trying to
pretty
make that
obvious.
That was
motherfucker. I guess.
obvious.
That
Wow,
was
I didn't.
obvious.
I did not think that. That was over my head. So I was like, okay, wow. I mean,
Nah.
once the AEW security guys who's always sort of on television came in the ring and did it, I was like, oh well, that's somebody, but
That's somebody,
I don't
right?
know who it was. I didn't think it was Jack Perry though.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. What
Warren's
was your
here.
thoughts on the Warren? Yeah, Warren. Yeah, Warren's here. What's going on, man? Got a nice haircut and
So
everything, man. Look good.
sore, but how's everybody?
Doing all
So,
right, man.
Oh man. Oh, how's everybody's doing? I know we're about to talk about. Well, I guess I ran into the AEW thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
for the
But we
most part.
won't. Okay, so let's hear the duration. Everybody liked it.
It was
Liked it
good. It was a good pay per view.
Yeah. It
It was
was
a
a
good
good
pay per
pay
view.
per view.
because of this. Is that why?
I mean,
I'm
that's
just
part
kidding.
of
I'm just
it.
kidding.
That's
I'm just
definitely
kidding.
part of
All
it.
right. My thing about Will Ospreay and Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry. I'll say it by his name because it's actually his actual name, so I'll give him that part. But he's always gonna be Daniel Bryan to me. But that match was good. My biggest worry was obviously from me having the same background of what Daniel Bryan has been going through in his past with this next situation. I was curious what moves that Will Ospreay could avoid to protect Bryan in this match. And this is exactly where we get to this concept, and I'm probably going to be the Debbie Downer. It was a good match, but my thing is Will Ospreay has to take care of his opponent. And for him, and I get it, we get caught up in their moments and stuff like that, but you could tell Bryan was hurting. You could tell Bryan was having these little irritations when they were going into those movements. First and foremost, I don't care what his finisher is, whatever, Storm Driver should have never been performed on Bryan. I don't care what anyone said. He knows that that's an effective movement based off of a neck. It doesn't. There's no way to protect it in any possible way. Now, obviously, with me and doctors have told many of us that have neck injuries before, you are pretty close to getting a seizure once and every now or then because your neck muscle has been torn, completely ripped in a possibility. So you have like a stigma to where if you take a certain contact, you will see what just happened. And I it sucked that happened in that match because obviously it was a good match. Now, am I going to say it's the greatest pro wrestling match of all time? No. I would say the whole psychology aspect of it, Will Ospreay has got to trim down to adapt to a U.S. audience crowd. He's a phenomenal talent. Honestly, I will say it, he's one of a kind talent. This guy is literally the newest underhand guy that can you take in a philosophy standpoint. We've been talking about who's the next AJ Styles, who's the next Shawn Michaels, who's the next Seth Rollins. Ospreay's going to be this guy. He's got
Fuck
a good
that.
build.
I don't know
I,
about
He's
that
I,
shit, yo.
he said,
I don't know
call
about
him.
that
I
shit.
call him. I call Will
He's going to be
Ospreay
a
the
ring.
greatest.
He'll be a ring worker, but not based off his
He's
entrance,
a,
not based off a T-shirt merch or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
In the
he's a,
ring, he's
he's
phenomenal, but
a
that's
created,
about it, man. I'm sorry, bro.
yeah, he's a created superstar in my opinion, man. It's like you set back, you created that
That I
guy on
see.
2K and put that boy everything up to
At
100, boy.
99 and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
hell
real.
yeah, man. The moves and everything. I'm like, wow,
He's got
but
to
I,
make it where it's going to follow to the U.S. crowd. People got to realize they.
but I think, but I
AEW
think
fans is a New Japan crowd, but you've also got to
yeah,
realize
but those, yeah, but
play
you all know,
tennis, not ping
yeah,
pong.
Yeah, but we all know too as well. I think the AEW fans, majority of them are they want to see more wrestling and less
Yeah,
talking. They're there because they want to obviously see the opposite of
of
WWE.
WWE.
Now you got
I
some guys
agree.
out there that enjoy both. Now just like both and that are fan of both or whatever. But I believe majority of everyone who tune in every Wednesday night and support AEW is those who are like, well, I'm done with WWE and AEW is over here. So it's like
I mean, it's
a
kind of still
and
the same. That's the thing.
yeah it
Yeah,
People
is.
it's
got to
Yeah
realize
it is
that
though.
it's a little
the
different.
representation,
It is different.
character based stuff like that, that's not AEW. I will say that right off the rip. Character wise, AEW's got like 3 characters. Now, when you go to an established talent, right now you got 3 I can name off the top of my head. You got Swerve, Strickland, and I'm not talking about the guys that came from WWE to go down there. I'm talking about people that literally have been off their thing. The reason why I say Swerve has been something that stood out because he's changed the whole concept of what his character has been. Same thing with John Moxley. John Moxley was a whole different description of what Dean Ambrose
From
was
Dean Ambrose.
presented.
Yep.
So I would give those 2. But the only ones else is like Timeless Tony Storm, MJF, stuff like that. But I mean, they still got some growing pains with it. But I like the show that they presented. But the thing is, people got to realize, bro, sports entertainment and pro wrestling is the same thing. And I'm not
Well,
going to hear.
we're getting there now. Yeah, we're getting back to that
It's
a little
the
bit.
same concept. Like it's just the fact that WWE's wanting to bring more of that old school wrestling type feel into
It,
it, less promos, but they're gonna do those things to introduce the match.
Nah, they better get into promo.
it,
See, I don't know.
the whole
I want promos. I like the fact that it's separate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm one of the people that I don't like the whole wanting to have everything like, oh, you can't say that or you can't. I don't like all that shit, like, barricading motherfuckers. But I do understand what Vince McMahon was talking about, man. He was trying to make a product that was different than everything else. It wasn't the same thing. So, yeah, you can go over there and wrestle AEW. But when you watch this shit, it's going to be a little bit more than that. You're going to be invested for different reasons. You might be invested in the motherfucker who barely wrestles. And that's because it's more character based, and I enjoy that because you
That's what
enjoy
I'm
the
told in
story.
wrestling school all the time is like, hey man, the most over gimmick is the one that doesn't have to take the least bumps. It still gets a
I'm trying to
reaction.
tell you, man. Yeah. I mean, it's up until recently where you really started seeing AEW did bring to a broader audience, the type of New Japan wrestling, the type of even Ring of Honor and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That stuff was not as popularized as it is now. Just like ECW brought more of that extreme shit. So that's like, and then WWE adapted into that shit with how they were trying to copy. So it does transition. But at the same time, Will Ospreay is one of the greatest talents of all time. There's no doubt about it. He's a phenomenal fucking athlete, just like Ricochet, just like AJ Styles, just like a lot of them guys. But at the same time, you have to want to see that all the time. If I was a Will Ospreay fan, I would have to say, man, I can't wait to watch Will Ospreay. Why? Because I know he's good in the ring. Anything else? No. I just want to see his match.
Oh, he's
I
not good
just want
on
to see his
promos,
match.
Mike.
That's it, yo.
You
Yeah.
ain't lying about that, man. You ain't lying because he is a guy who just can get in the ring and his matches, literally don't disappoint though. But when it comes to a certain type of wrestling or a certain type of entertainment wrestling or whatever, like it's all the same. Of course, yes, Vince McMahon was trying to stand out and call it sports entertainment, and of course they're trying to get back to this professional wrestling thing though.
Yeah.
But I think it's all the same though. But yeah.
It's weird
Yeah.
because if anybody asked you to point, Warren probably could more than we could because he's actual wrestler. But just
Mm.
from watching it, can you pinpoint? I thought about this shit. Like, can you pinpoint what's so
Yeah.
different between WWE and AEW? Like, if somebody asked you straight out the rip, like, what do you see different? Why do you like WWE more than you like AEW? I think we talk about it all the time because it's the storytelling more
Psychology.
in WWE, and AEW is more. It's more wrestle based. It's more like everything is more involved in the ring. Like, you got a couple of storylines, but WWE is based on storylines and factions and all that crazy shit, to get you more invested. And then when they get in the ring, they're still good wrestlers. It's not like WWE has bullshit wrestlers. Seth Rollins is fucking phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? They got AJ Styles. They got a lot of phenomenal wrestlers still. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it's just their stories. They kind of go over their abilities, and that's
It gives
just
you that focus to watch the match.
that's
AEW, So,
But
so I think the best concept for AEW right now is AEW is literally an independent show, just in a bigger TV network. That's really what
one
it is.
one thing Triple H said, and I think he said it the best to sort of sum it up though, it's like more so going to watch a movie, an action movie, and you see this car blew up and you see gunshots going off and you see all of this other stuff. It was like, oh man, that's cool. And then you go see another movie, but damn, it's like, oh shit, man. It's a fucking plot twist. It's fucking cinema. Like, it's real good storytelling. Like, that's the difference. Like, I mean,
Mm.
we come to
Good,
see a
good
movie,
comparison.
we want to see that movie that's gonna have you sitting there to have you like, damn, you seen that shit? That shit was crazy. But
Yeah.
the action movies are always cool. Like, I mean, come on, you like
It's
seeing
you
something
best
blow
of
up.
both
Hey,
worlds.
So
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Watch
so
so
here's
everything,
so here's
motherfucker.
so
here'd be a
yeah,
cool
so it's
concept. If you
and
were to
that's and
tell
that's
somebody to watch wrestling, would you recommend the main event from WrestleMania, or would you recommend the Osprey and Daniel Bryan match?
I would recommend the main event from WrestleMania without a doubt. Without a doubt. Like I
From
wouldn't
a
even
storytelling aspect,
think
because
about
you can feel
yeah,
investment and stuff like that.
for real. And that's especially somebody new. You know what I'm saying? But also I guess yeah, I'm kind of backtracking a little bit.
then also I look at it too like this. That's like saying, man, you know what? Do you want to see something real cool that happened in football? Would you show them some shit in the CFW or the UFL, or would you show them some shit
NFL.
in the NFL?
Mhm.
Like that's the thing though. But
That's a good
no
point too.
no shit to AEW. You guys gonna have to take it for a minute. My son in the chair, he falling asleep, he about to fall out the chair.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Take care of that.
Yeah,
Take care of that for sure.
Take it to
Warren,
both.
Warren, like you were saying, I actually, even when I just said that out loud, like, I had to think for a second. If somebody came up to me and I knew their character and I knew, oh, this guy's an athlete, like he likes this, maybe I would say, like, hey man, yo, you gotta watch. I'd probably always say, yo, you gotta watch that WrestleMania shit. Yo, you want to see some crazy, wrestling? Yo, go watch Will Ospreay, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not a hater of it. I just prefer, something different. And so yeah, I mean, I guess it goes both ways, man. It's good to
That's
have
what I'm saying. It's
options.
like it's two different variations. Like one thing that I've learned, and definitely in the indies, we always wanted to tell fans, it's like, hey, if you like WWE, come watch our stuff. We're just as good, maybe even half our price standpoint.
Oh
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
for
that
sure.
sales standpoint. I mean, what we use the derogatory as something from Wish all the time. I would say we're like from what would be a mediocre thing? I say
like,
Prime. I say Prime. We something like Prime, something like that.
Yo,
Prime, the Beta Prime,
listen,
Prime. You get a sample of it.
Speaking of Prime, yo. Speaking of fucking Prime, I don't want to do too much while Dre ain't here.
Did you try
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Listen. Oh, Dre's still here. Good.
I'm listening.
Which one did you try?
Yo, I just tried Prime. I got two things to say about it. All right, here, Convention Talk, unboxing and shit. Have anybody else ever tried it on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried.
Good. It's really good. It's not bad. It basically tastes like Gatorade, yo. It's
That's what it really is. It's like body armor. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet. And it's a good thing. I had a cherry freeze. I just picked it up from Walmart. I literally passed by a bottle. I said, fuck, I'm gonna try it. Yo, tell me how. I put it in the freezer. I was letting it get cold. I tasted it and put it in the freezer. I didn't drink the whole thing. And put it in the freezer, letting it get cold so I could drink it later. My girl comes home and says, babe, why'd you buy that bullshit? Like, didn't you just hear that they're getting sued because they have a whole bunch of poisons and chemicals and toxins and shit in it? And I was like, you bullshitting. And I go and look it up, and yesterday, yeah, they got a fucking lawsuit because apparently they have the stuff that's in Prime is like over the amount of artificial stuff or whatever the hell it is that you can put into a product, and they're getting sued for that shit right now.
They said the same thing about Gatorade and everything else.
Yo, listen, maybe I don't want to speak. I didn't hear shit on Gatorade, so I don't want to slander shit. But I'm saying when she said that. The other thing she said to me, she was like, babe, don't be fucking with them people who, she ain't say it like that. That's me talking. But she was like, don't be messing with them people that you don't know. They just want to get money. They don't care about what you drink, and they'll give you anything. And I had to think about it for a second. Like, absolutely right. Just because I saw it on wrestling. The only reason I went and got it, because I saw it on wrestling. If I didn't see it on wrestling, I never would have. But I'm not saying don't try stuff. But I'm just saying you do got to pay attention. Bro, listen, man. So that bugged me the fuck. When you said Prime, it just reminded me of that. I wonder what WWE is gonna do with that shit now.
I mean, I don't know, man. They've been saying the same thing about sodas. They've been saying all kinds of stuff, just about everything. So, I
Yeah.
mean, what is good and what is bad nowadays?
I don't know, but what they were saying is apparently Prime has like, I guess the ingredients of it or whatever the hell is in it. I don't know if it's some bullshit, but it doesn't look
I
like it.
think it's the cans because I don't know if it's the bottle ones. I know the cans have been getting recalled a lot.
I don't know. Warren must have been drinking a lot of that shit. That's why he was
No, I drank the
Warren
Gatorade
been
one.
killing that
I
shit.
drank. So no, my son got one and he gave it to me.
Is
and
it
I
good?
was like, it's not
good.
bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You can't say anything bad about the actual flavors of
It's.
Prime.
I mean,
will
I
say
just
that.
had one flavor, but it was good to me. The cherry freeze was good.
The only one I don't like is the grape one. My son
Yeah,
likes those.
The great one was the actual product that they had when they were given the story or whatever. So I don't know if it's just that one, but yeah, apparently they have like high levels of bullshit
The
in it.
Rocket Ice one, that one tastes like a daggum out. You remember the olds? I know you remember this. You remember how Walmart used to have that old icy shop, and you would, in Kmart and stuff like that. You
Oh
could
yeah,
just get an
Kmart.
icy and just
Oh,
roam
yeah.
around. That's what that Prime tastes like that old school icy, like Coca-Cola icy type feel to me.
Oh shit.
Like
I still fuck
I
with
felt
Slurpees
I
and
felt
shit.
in a good mood for that day. And I was like, damn man, that's why I used to love going to Kmart was to go to get that icy
Bruh.
and just roam around the store and stuff. Like
Yeah, I
it's so
still get
different
ices.
now.
I still fuck with ices
So
all
different
day.
nowadays, man.
Yeah,
I
but
go to Taco Bell to get my ices now. The
yeah,
Mountain
Taco
Dew
Bell got
ones.
some good ass slushies, yo. Especially on the
The
little
Mountain
happy
Dew
hour
Baja
time.
Blast. Those are my cheat days. I do
That's my
not kid.
shit.
Every wrestling show that I do, I always go to Taco Bell after the show.
Mm.
Every
Taco
time.
Bell must be it, fun.
Yo,
That's
Taco
my
Bell is
spot.
the shit, bro. I ain't
That's my
gonna even
spot.
lie. What up, Devin? Yo, but anyway,
I'm
so I
crazy,
mean, that's definitely AEW was definitely good. You know, of course, we're gonna talk about AEW. You still had TNA. All the other things was over there. You're like, surprising us this week because TNA Rebellion was good. You had what else? What else
Hardy
happened?
back.
Hey,
Yeah,
it was interesting seeing Matt Hardy. Matt
I
Hardy,
hate that
stepping
gimmick
up because
though.
he's
nah,
like
you
he's
tripping,
saying that
bro.
he's like a
Sean
free
Merriman
agent, and
came in there.
you like the gimmick, Brian?
Hell
Because
yeah,
it was sort of like
I
it was
missed
sort
it.
of like a 50-50
Oh,
little thing, you know. I watched it. I watched the show last night after
I think
NXT. I
that's
was like,
why he
shit, I
went
can't
back
find
just so he
nothing
could do that.
I believe so
on
too.
TV.
But yo,
Because
He
listen,
wanted
nobody
to
else
do that.
wanted that gimmick.
listen, check it out, guys. Listen. This is the point that I want to make, or whatever. It's crazy to me that this is why I always feel like WWE misses opportunities so much or whatever, because they have of course they have talented people and shit, but they kind of keep them in a fucking block, man. They kind of keep them like in one space instead of letting them explore many spaces. Hopefully we'll start to see difference in that. Matt Hardy took that broken character and literally made himself a main eventer, yo. Independent main eventer. He can win titles. He could do with that character. He's the same fucking person, but with that character, he can be a completely different person. He can win titles, and it's believable. If he went up against, if broken Matt Hardy, and I'm saying this shit on fucking screen. If broken Matt Hardy went to WWE and had the delete gimmick and everything, and versus fucking Roman Reigns and won, listen, bro. No, they didn't try that. They did the watered down bullshit, and they didn't do it as well as he was doing it when he was in TNA. Come on, be real. Like, because I'm just saying that
woke
character
it
is
was-
completely different. That woke shit, yeah, that shit was
Yeah,
watered down, man.
I remember when that took off. You know, he was in TNA and he was doing
Yeah.
it. And it was like, yeah, and I was like,
He
okay,
got his whole
yeah.
family involved in it.
That shit was phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, and it was like I had to check it out for myself. And it was like, okay, this is something different. But
Yeah.
I respect, guys like that, like Matt
I
Hardy,
love
like
that
Matt
shit.
He was
Cardona, who
dedicated to
would
it. That's one
create
thing I do
a
like about
persona
him.
for
But
themselves that could be, that they could live off of, on the
telling
indies or
you,
bring
bro.
it back to WWE. WWE did water it down a little bit, and they just was like, okay, we don't. A lot of people didn't see, they didn't really get it, and the other half really did, and I think that's what happened. in
Because that broken
WWE.
shit was so over, man. That delete shit, that shit was running wrestling for a while, bro. Everybody was saying that delete shit. Everybody was around. Everybody was knew what he was doing, and they were following it because that was one of the things that was putting TNA on the map. and
Mhm.
and but like I was saying, because just like we were just talking about
Shit,
before
his
about
son
like
was
the
over
music,
from it.
his son was over. Yeah.
His son was over in anybody
Yeah,
that
even
year.
Jeff Hardy and doing the Willow gimmick, and it was just like it was establishing so much. But at the same time,
Brother
it's like
Miro.
it just shows that you don't have to go crazy, man. You don't have to be a phenomenal person in the ring. You can literally be one person and change your persona. Somebody I wanted to talk about tonight, like a lot with you guys because it's a lot going on around him, but you don't see him much, and I think it's intentional. Finn Balor. I have a feeling that Triple H is about to, especially with Damian being the champion. I think
He's
Triple
gonna
H is
get
going to
Mhm.
fucking full throttle Finn Balor, bro.
Yeah,
I really
I,
believe so.
Oh, it's coming.
I,
If
be-
he
Yeah,
I
just
believe that too.
resigned, yes.
and he
If he
can.
just
He
resigned,
can flip him. He can flip him, bro. He
I
can.
look.
Go ahead, Dre.
Look
I
at.
think it's too
I
early
said
for
it.
the
Look at.
Judgment Day, though.
I mean, you already seen little cracks on Monday Night Raw where he was like,
Yeah.
"I don't
Uh
need
oh,
you
it's
guys.
okay.
Y'all
Oh,
need
sure.
me. Y'all need me." So, and now Rhea out with the injury right now, and
You
then
don't
Yeah,
you
run
got Finn
shirtless.
Balor who just resigned and sent out that tweet. I see all of that culminating,
for real.
obviously with Finn Balor winning the World Heavyweight Championship. So
Yeah,
we gonna dive into that real fast though. But we were talking about sort of black guys becoming WWE champions, and which is really awesome though. Last night we seen sort of the rise of Trick Williams becoming the NXT
right,
champion,
that's right.
being Ilya Dragunov, man.
Yeah,
What was your guys' thoughts on that? I feel like they were building it up for a minute, making me think that he was going to lose. They didn't really interview Dragunov at all. It was just, they had Trick. One part they had me thinking Trick was going to win. We was talking to his mama, and so. But yeah, I love it, man. Trick Williams. It
yeah.
seems like he's going to stay in NXT.
It's Trick's
So
time, bro.
He's a good
I
finisher.
think they were passing the torch. They were passing the torch. You said you think he needs a new finisher.
Yes.
What's his finisher? The knee, that knee
ain't just
shit.
like the high knee shit. Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
high
Bro,
knee or something.
that's Booker T, man. That Booker T had the scissor kick. It's kind of the same
Yeah.
deal. Like he looks like he doesn't look like Booker T, but he looks like Booker T to me, yo. Like he's long, lanky black dude. He swerves in the ring. He doesn't move like super fast, but his movements are like kind of fluid because of his length. And that's why I like him, bro. He reminds me of like a younger Booker T. Booker T had a little bit more wrestling ability, I would say, but I like his style, yo. I think Trick Williams is definitely somebody who, if he continues to go with his mellow persona and doesn't dive too deep in some shit, I could see him being a really good heel. I could see him being, an elevated fucking top contender in pay-per-views. I think people could really get behind him, man. That whoop that trick shit. I mean, when he turns
Yeah,
it,
that's what I was just about to ask. Is it sort of like a well, I ain't gonna say Seth Rollins in a way, because Seth Rollins was a workhorse and he did the damn thing.
yeah,
But
Seth been over.
is he only over? Will he only be over because of the song? Will he
Listen,
have more to dive into? With the personality besides with that trick.
I
Because
want to
when you get
say
on the
this.
main roster, it's gonna be different.
It will be different. I want to say this because Warren has said it in the past too. Because listen, there's nothing wrong with being over because of your music. It's a
Mm.
part of you, yo. It's everything that builds you is a part of you. Your manager, your music, wherever you go with it, if it all leaves you, then you repackage, you rebuild, you formulate. Whatever's the reason why somebody loves you, that's fucking greatness. Like it's like, what I'm saying, anybody, whether it be I'm a real American from Hulk Hogan. When you heard that shit, you don't think that was a reason why, motherfucker? Yeah, it's fucking Hulk Hogan. NWO, when they shit started, everything is a part of you. So everything should be a part of you. So if
They
you
just
like
know
Seth
who it
Rollins,
is.
eh, yeah, but somebody's music can establish them as well. Seth Rollins'
Mhm.
music definitely didn't establish him. I don't think Trick Williams' music established him. I think that is just an added bonus, which got him extra elevation because he was still phenomenal even when he was running around with Mello.
Was.
So
Mhm.
I
He was
think it's
very
just an added
limited when
bonus,
he was
man.
with Melo. He was
And
very
then
limited.
but it also goes back to what we were talking about, the stories that WWE provides. I think it was also the story that they were telling with Trick Mello and with Trick and Carmelo Hayes, that hey, Carmelo is the world champion, and Trick, like, you know what, I want to have my shine too. So I think that will also got him over. And then they did come out. He came out to that song, and it was like
It's
the
fucking over,
fans,
bro.
it's over, and,
Yeah,
and that's another bonus too, with
shit
the
fire.
NXT crowd, they just take it to the whole nother level too. So
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, real
When you
awesome,
hear
man.
that, when
Like
you
a
hear that
Shinsuke
CM Punk shit,
Nakamura.
when you hear that CM Punk shit, oh, don't talk about shit. Hold on, man.
No, I'm saying
Hold on,
because the
shit.
music.
I'm gonna get into
I'm
that
There
shit.
was
saying, no,
another
I'm
one
saying when
too.
he first got to NXT, that's what you
Yeah.
known Shinsuke
His
for was
music,
that
yeah,
song.
that entrance,
Humming it. You hummed
yeah,
it for 4 freaking solid years when he was
that's
there.
right.
Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode was completely over because of his song. I mean, there's some guys that it does work for. And there's something that we have talked about on wrestling schools too is find that ick that makes people know who you are. And if the song is what makes you be over and what sells the t-shirts and stuff like that, stick with it. Now take advantage of it. Like I think that's the one thing Trick Williams did. They were like, hey, we're gonna put you into this. And he went there and went way more than they expected. And I think that's where we got Trick Williams that he is now, because for the longest time, Dre will vouch this. I know this for a fact. When he was with Mello, we looked at him and we kept saying Mello was ready when he first got to NXT. But we said Trick would not be going to the main roster if Mello went to the main roster. Trick wasn't ready. Not even 3 or 4 months later, you're looking at Trick like Trick is more overshadowed than Carmelo right now.
He way over. I don't fuck with
Mhm.
nobody
Which is
say either.
insane to say
Trick is
now.
way over. And you want to know something? Maybe it's because of the music. Who knows? Maybe it's because of that one extra little bit of edge that somebody got. Because you can be a shitty character, but have an amazing entrance
Goldberg.
and be paid attention to. You can have a shitty entrance and be an amazing character and be paid attention to. It's all about how you rock the shit, man. It's all about how you selling it. Like you said, Warren, you, as a wrestler yourself, like in my opinion, if I was a wrestler, so I could do because I'm not a fucking wrestler, but in my opinion, if I was a wrestler, I did train to fucking fight. I know everything I do would establish me with the beeline shit. Everything I do establish beeline shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a brand. So you should be formulating your shit I don't give a fuck down to your socks, bro. Like everything should be a piece of you. When somebody sees it, they're like, that's that motherfucker right there. And I love that shit. And if you're just doing it on some wingy shit, like, oh, okay, well, whatever music, okay, you got that, yeah, I'll take it, whatever, it's cool. I'll just talk better on the mic. Nah, bro, that should never be how you fucking handle your establishment, man. I just feel like people should
Yeah.
be putting more into themselves, and now that they have a little bit more creativity, you're gonna start seeing a lot of people shine, I think, that you may have not thought you would have saw shine before, because the agenda was being pushed instead of the actual superstars. And I think WWE is heading in that direction. Hopefully, I'm ready to see that shit.
No,
All
we're
right.
talent.
All right. Let's dive into something real fast though. I think you guys shared the video in the chat last night, but over the last, I think, week or so, we've seen some releases within
Yeah.
WWE. Zion Quinn, Jinder
Zion.
Mahal. We was just talking about Jinder Mahal a couple of weeks ago. Like he had that big moment with The Rock, and then you didn't see nothing else with Jinder Mahal, Zia Lee, and also a sort of heartbreaking one, but Cameron Grimes, he went on social media and was crying, and it was really more so because of
Bro,
his dad. He
this
when
nigga.
he signed with WWE, he told his dad that he got the contract or whatnot. But now that he's no longer with the company, I said this in the chat too. I didn't see Cameron Grimes really going any further than what he did in NXT. Like he won the $1 million championship, had the biggest thing he did was win the $1 million championship and work with Ted DiBiase in the program with LA Knight. Other than that, it was like, that was sort of it, So I mean, hopefully to see him, in the future pick his head back up, and work somewhere on the indies though. But
Yeah. Do you guys think
Oh,
that
he's
good
definitely going to
good,
Indies.
Warren?
He's already going to be on the Indies in the next 2 weeks.
yeah,
I've
Yeah.
already seen. So I want to pull the curtain on this. So his name is Tyler. Um, He actually has been wrestling over at the training school that I've been at for House of Champions. Shout out to Jamie Stanley and them. And he was pretty much prepared for it, but he didn't think it was going to happen because he was looking for a new chance to revamp his whole stigma. And this is something that really is the biggest downfall for a lot of wrestlers when we have that term over, is when you're over, it's hard to find that next growth. And I think Brian speaked on it very well. Taking the reprocessed batteries, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's always going to be established as Matt Hardy, but Matt wants to try to pursue this broken gimmick. Now, Cameron Grimes, I was very invested in him on NXT because that To the Moon thing, he was one of the ones that really stood out in the whole 2.0 for the longest time. When he was the redneck hillbilly, and he won the lottery and he became Big Money Cameron Grimes or something like that. And it was just like the most random thing, and he got it, and it was over. But Cameron, I will say, he did what he needed when he was on SmackDown. I think he could have had a little bit more opportunity on the certain scenarios. I think if he would have got the main roster push with now Triple H, I think it would have been a more better build and a more better mold with it. But I mean, obviously this kid's definitely going to be something. I've personally seen this guy walk around the ring on ropes, just balance some of the perfect balance you could ever see. And then with him doing the flip thing, that was actually at the place we were at. It's called House of Champions in Tampa, Florida, and he would sit there and just bounce off these things back and forth. I'm just sitting there like in awe. I'm like, nah. That's you, not me.
Listen,
but I mean, seeing stuff like that, so it's just like
he's probably a great talent, man. Unfortunately, unless you know him, like Warren's saying, like unless you know him and you can see that. I mean, you didn't really get a chance to really see him hot on the big stage, man. And I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm just saying like you guys are saying the Cameron Grimes To the Moon gimmick, like you were saying with LA Knight and the $1 Million Man. When I heard $1 Million Man and I heard his gimmick and Ted DiBiase was there, I immediately was like, yo, bro, like right there. And like I said, I don't know the politics and shit, but just me, I just try to think like, yo, if that was me, I'd have fucking did. Yo, hey, DiBiase, what the fuck do you need?
Exactly, to be my man. Exactly.
Be my manager.
Exactly.
He got control, though. He got control, so he wasn't going to be able to do anything with him. That's the only thing that's
bro.
That's the only thing. He got in trouble when that DiBiase stuff happened.
Yeah,
that's what really killed his persona, because that's when that exactly started striking, when him and DiBiase were working together.
Yeah, and I think that probably hurted Ted DiBiase for working with the WWE more. But it was like, boom, they got something right there. Like, why was he his manager? And then WWE got so many incredible, past superstars, like whether from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to
the Hurricane,
just mentioning like the Hurricane, and so many like
mad people.
These could be some managers, and I think that's one thing that we are missing in today's wrestling, especially in WWE, is managers. I think guys would get over. I mean, shit, look at Roman Reigns. You put Paul Heyman with him as his manager, to the moon. You feel me? Like I think Shinsuke Nakamura will need a manager. I need some of these guys could need a manager. And they could just go, to the moon, no
I think a lot of them don't want it. I think that's the problem.
That's their dumbass problem.
That's their problem. Because you got to think, this generation of superstars now, they see it as, hey, I'm the one in the training schools. I can figure this stuff out. I can do all these things. You can see that same thing on AEW. You can see that same thing on TNA. You can see this on every different aspect. A lot of people just want to look at managers like, oh, this is a drop in the shuffle type scenario. Like, why do I got to be over just based off of a manager standpoint? Aaron Stevens said it best when he was playing the stunt double for Miz. Miz came up with this concept because he wanted something different, because he was trying to bring that heel persona when he was doing the reality show. Because in reality, you're watching this reality show of the Miz, you're going to start investing into the Miz if he's a bad guy or a good guy on TV. But with this stunt double doing stuff that he was doing, it was bringing the heat credibility back to Miz, because now he could shoot on this guy. Fans get a feeling towards it, and it's like, oh, we don't like you, Miz. Even though I watch your show on Mondays or whatever day it is, I don't like you because you just mistreated him. You're treating him wrong. Like he used that just to help benefit his heel persona because he knew it was hard to weigh in from doing reality TV and then doing wrestling, trying to play the bad guy. Like sometimes those are the things that you really do need. You need that one moment to where it gets you to get that credibility to that bump on the scenario. And I think managers definitely in the past were built hugely compared to what they are now. But I mean, if you see some guys, Paul Ellering, completely with AOP, established everything.
I mean, he's a very soft manager though, man. It's like he comes out and he walks on him. He's old as shit now, and I'm not hating on him, but it's not like he has a lot of presence. Like Paul Heyman is like the prime example to know what a manager is supposed to look like.
Oh,
big mouth, loud speaking, and he dominates when and he makes you feel important. He makes you feel incredibly important. Just being next to him makes you feel important. But at the same time, you know, there's another really good one that nobody talks about a lot. Fucking MVP. MVP when he was standing next to the Hurt Business for
Bobby
sure.
Lashley,
but Bobby Lashley even with Bobby because Bobby Lashley corny.
He made
shit.
Bobby Lashley. Yeah, he made that Bobby Lashley run and got him to the WWE Championship, which he always wanted to do.
Like the Leo,
you know.
You didn't like the Leo Rush one?
I'm always be a fan of Leo Rush. One for me from DC, and I met him, so he was cool. You know, he's
a good wrestler, but I wasn't feeling that him and Bobby Lashley shit. But I wanted to speak on
how that thing went because that thing was so stretched.
Yeah,
out.
I forgot
how it went.
It wasn't worth remembering, probably. I want to say this about the releases, man. This is the. I think that. You know, when wrestlers got released, WWE, like you say all the time, Dre, like I say as well, like WWE is definitely like, you know, at the top of the mountain. Like, you know, that's I don't fuck what anything anybody says. Whether you like them, you hate them, whatever, they're definitely the top of the mountain. As a wrestler, you should aspire to go to the top of the fucking mountain. If you don't, you just like where you at. Hey, that's cool too. You do what you want. But they are the top of the mountain. If you get to the top of the mountain, you're able to, you know, make a presence in the top of the mountain for a while, whatever, and you leave and they let you go or they whatever. I think now more than ever, thanks to Cody Rhodes, I ain't gonna fucking lie, thanks to Cody Rhodes in a lot of ways, you have the ability to reestablish yourself and repackage yourself in ways that you never have before. The indie scene, the indie scene is not.
Guys, man, those guys went and traveled overseas to do just a make-believe match, just so a country could get a pro wrestling show.
Who are you talking about?
The two male models that used to be with LA Knight or Maxine at first, the big tall one and Mansoor.
Mansoor and Mace.
They were on. Yes, bro. They are changing it up on the indies.
Oh shit!
Right
I didn't even know. I didn't know they were doing that.
They went to your Galway or whatever, and this was the first time because they were not allowed to have wrestling in that area, in that country or whatever. They publicly went there and even performed for them in front of them to do something with that, and they've been getting trended insanely. Those two have been changing the game up. I said it numerous times. If you have WWE written on your resume, you're okay on the indies. Because even if you've been an extra or something, if your face has been showed on public TV, you can use that as a price standpoint.
But Warren, but this is the thing I'm trying to say, though, because even though that is true, of course, you know what I'm saying? If you got a nice big name on your resume, oh, you worked here? Of course I'll take you at this Wendy's or whatever. Like, you know, you could go anywhere. But at the same time, isn't the biggest thing for most of them, you saw it with Drew McIntyre. You saw it with fucking Cody Rhodes. Started a whole company, but it wasn't complete until he got his ass back to WWE. So isn't the biggest thing like, I'm going to show these motherfuckers you just made the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part.
That's what AEW is really used for, in my opinion.
That's the part, bro. That's the part that I think that, you know, when you get released now by WWE, I think it is
right back in about 3 years.
Hey, listen. We're getting the bag. That's it.
And you guys totally right too. You got
she ain't wrestled yet.
You got so many avenues and so many ways to create this persona, create this character, and connect with different folks, you know, and do different things, you know, that people back in the days that you know you couldn't do. So
you couldn't do, bro.
Hey,
not as fast. Not as fast and not as strong as you can now. You can go. You're seeing now. Look, like Matt Cardona is probably one of the best fucking examples of repackaging yourself. You never would have thought, if you would have told somebody in 2011, yeah, Matt Cardona is gonna be one of the most hardcore fucking wrestling people in the planet. What, nigga? The internet interviewed Ice-T guy? Yeah, that nigga. Please, bro, you never would have imagined it. But now you turn on your computer, any kind of indie wrestling, something is going on, popping up in your shit. If you're a wrestling fan, it's his face all over that shit. Bro, you can establish yourself ridiculously. So maybe a release is one of the best things that can happen to you in WWE at this point. Because if you're in there and you're just swimming, if you're the Good Brothers and you're sitting in the back and you over there trying to get to the OC or the original club, whatever the fuck they call themselves now, and you just sitting in the back every single week. In the Sheer, they got released, but you take the ass and they become a dominant Indian tag team, flooding the indies. They build them fucking selves up, just like Jinder Mahal when he first got released. They bring your ass back and make you champion. You have to work, motherfucker. That's the biggest thing, bro. Please. I'm not a wrestler in no fact, but you want to know what's the same? The work, the ethic, the fucking methods that you take. Like Warren was just saying, if you one of the people that's just going to be like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't need a manager. I know what. Have fun, motherfucker. If you want to, have and close doors that are open for you, that's your fucking principles. But at the same time, you do have the ability to establish yourself into fucking greatness. Into greatness, man. Anything you do, bro. I'm excited because it's like I like you. We've watched this shit from the biggest two that you can think of, or three, is Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal. Remember, he kicked his ass out too. He came back jacked as shit and won the title. And then you got Cody, man. Bro, listen, man, it's possible. Maybe getting released is good for some people, man.
I think it is, man. I think it is. We'll see who definitely come back, man, throughout all of this too. So even you guys like Mustafa Ali, he's over in TNA.
There you go, another one, yeah.
So Dolph Ziggler, kick ass to the side, and so we got to take advantage of that.
AJ
Francis. Look, I wanted to say one thing. Let's go, man. There's a fucking life. I was watching the TNA last night, and I was looking at Rich Homie Swann, and I'm like, I remember when he was in WWE and he did the whole dancing thing, and even when he came to TNA, he was still doing that. But it wasn't until AJ Francis came to TNA and sort of had an impact into Rich Homie Swann's character presentation, and he switched the whole shit up. Though, I mean, did he win the match? I believe he did over Joe Hendricks, which I feel like that dude is over as fuck.
Another motherfucker, yeah.
TNA, like, come on, dog. So
Late got me loving that nigga. I don't know. It's music.
But yeah, AJ Francis, I feel like is capitalizing on the momentum. I think it was an former NFL Pro Bowler. I can't think of his name, but he was in the ring too with him. So I'm like, you gotta take it. You gotta.
He's just a good character, yo. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about him. If he don't never wrestle. Yeah, he don't gotta never wrestle. But but see, he's a prime example.
Sorry, AJ.
I would watch TNA just to watch him talk shit on a promo and amp a matchup. I would watch that. I'd watch that before I watch Daniel Bryan and them. Fuck that shit. I want to be invested. I want to have fun with this shit. And yo, he's fun as shit. Just like you just said, bro. He's been in TNA. What else? GCW, I think. He's been in a bunch of different promotions. He's been killing it.
Just at CCW as well.
He's been fucking killing it, bro.
Hey, we're gonna see what definitely happens, man.
I'm excited,
with all this stuff, man. Yeah, definitely excited. Okay,
she was just at DCCW with us last Saturday, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm definitely excited, obviously, for the upcoming WWE draft. Now, hopefully, this draft doesn't seem like it's going to be, just sort of slap in the face, and we just go back to just having superstars appear on any brand, and was like, oh, what the draft was for, though. But just to make it fun, to close out sort of commission, a fantasy draft in a way. You guys have any people, whether it's TNA or AEW or NWA or whatever. Who would you? I mean, just in general, whoever you guys individually think, or who you guys like. Who would you love to see to get
SmackDown like at NXT?
No, just in general. Not just
based off the lighting.
Who would you who would you love to see get drafted up from, whether it was NXT, like I said, even if they are not in WWE, who would you like to see get drafted and go somewhere? Whether you are in WWE, who would you like to see somebody go to TNA or go to AEW or be a
Oh
best fit
shit,
there
we're going
or
through a
some shit
whole.
Oh,
like
I
that?
got the first one. You ready? Sasha Banks. Bring your ass back to WWE. Fuck that money shit. I hate that
Bro,
song.
you know
I
the sad
hate
thing
that
is,
song so much.
Annabelle
Yeah,
don't want to go. She's gonna be in Jacksonville today, and I was like, Belle, do you want to go see her? No, she ain't blue hair.
That's right.
Like Belle's,
oh,
my
She's
daughter is
spoiled
not gonna
out.
go look at this woman because she doesn't have the legit boss song or she is not blue hair. So my
Yeah,
daughter is not gonna care to look at her.
yeah, she right. Lil Warren's right.
oh
Well,
man, that's crazy.
on some
No,
realistic shit, I heard Cody just is going to SmackDown because he got the title, which I think is cool. Um, listen,
They need some on Raw.
just
They
yeah,
need big star power on Raw.
something to move over. I would say bring AOP from SmackDown and put him on Raw. Maybe even the Final Testament, put them on Raw. It might be a little bit more exciting. Maybe something else to do. I would put them over there just as a switch. Going back to NXT, I heard Baron Corbin's coming up, which I think
Yeah.
that's the
yeah,
right thing to do. I really think that's the right thing
which
to do. I think keep him a
I
face
hope
too.
he goes to. I hope he goes to
Keep him face.
SmackDown. Well, I think he will
Yeah,
go to
keep him a face.
SmackDown.
I
And
was
I
thinking a
want him
face.
to be just a slug mouth heel.
I think they
want him
tried
I
back
that,
in the
think,
bro.
whole
I
thing.
think they tried
yeah,
that already, man. I think if you bring him back up as like that lone wolf shit, it don't even got to be as dedicated as it was at NXT, but bring him on some lone wolf shit. Just let him reinvest in the fans and just kick ass. Let him kick ass, man. Build up an Intercontinental Champion, Baron Corbin, and then you got a very high contender for a new heavyweight title run. I think it would be dope.
well, just on some, like you said, fantasy bookings or whatever. I would definitely love to see Carmelo Hayes on Monday Night Raw to
Yeah, he
see what
probably
type of
going there.
opportunities
Isn't
that
he
he would
already
do.
there?
He probably already there.
Isn't he
Yeah.
already on the
He
main roster?
Well, they sort of like tried him out in a way. He did have a match on SmackDown. He took on Kevin Owens in that
Austin
United
Theory.
States
Oh, that
tournament.
tournament.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Austin
Austin
Theory,
Theory, the
yeah,
two match
yeah,
show.
yeah. But definitely, like Brian said, Cody Rhodes obviously going to SmackDown. But from TNA though, I like Jake something. If this was like an open,
Y'all and that
draft,
guy.
Jake something. I think I don't know. It's something about him I like though,
There's
and
something about
I
Jake
like.
something.
I, it's something about Jake
There
something,
you go.
and Alexander Hammerstone though. I like Alexander Hammerstone. I
Really?
believe
Okay.
both of those guys could be potential, to be NXT or something like that. Somebody, just some different faces. Obviously, if we all know one company just have its own particular superstars, but if this was like a wrestling draft, just
Yeah.
having these guys go different places, I think would be incredible and having something different mix up and something new though. But I definitely see Roxanne probably coming up, but I think she retained her title on
Yeah, she got the
on
title still. I don't know. I don't want to
yeah.
see any
So
champions from NXT come up to the main roster. I really hope they don't do that shit. I never understood that. If you lose your title, it should stay on NXT and then you bring your ass
That's
up.
what happened to Indy. Indy
mm,
won the NXT title and then had to drop it the next night to
I
go
don't
Raw.
understand. Yeah, that shit is
yeah,
so weird. Like I don't know why they
And
do
you see
that.
where
Dijak,
she is now.
She was also injured though. She had that
yeah,
foot injury or whatever it was.
Dijak would be a good one to come up to the main roster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why
Uh,
he just lost that title. He probably gonna be starting something with I can't see them not putting him up against Gunther or whatever they're
Dijak
gonna do.
versus Gunther.
I think so.
Wow.
It might even be the King of the Ring shit. But
So
Mm,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. So I was playing W2K24 and they were showing the thing about where you play a gauntlet with Imperium. The last person wasn't Gunther that came out. This was actually a cool concept. It was Ilya.
See?
Ilya could probably go up to the main roster and be the new member of Imperium.
well, most definitely, I think he will because he lost the
I'll be down
title on
for that.
Tuesday night.
I'll be
I
super
watched.
down for that.
So I was playing the game and I'm sitting. I'm like, dude, that is the only one that really went up with
But do you?
Walter
But
at that time.
I mean, in a
I don't see
way,
him
I mean, like,
following though. Yeah, I don't see him
well,
following Gunther.
yeah, but Gunther just
Dijak.
sort
I
of.
mean, what's the other dude's name?
Da
The
Vinci.
other guy. Da Vinci.
Vinci.
Giovanni
He's kicked
Vinci.
out now.
Yeah, they just
So
kicked him.
They
That's
fucked
the
him up.
second time they kicked him out. That's the second time. And
Damn,
they
nigga.
kicked him out.
what that was
They
on
kicked him out.
NXT. That wasn't on the main roster though. Remember
But
that.
still,
Yeah,
they
still
kicked
2
him out.
times though.
No,
And
no,
then
no, you gotta think. You gotta
they
think,
kicked
Dre.
him out,
There's
and then
people
they
that don't watch
repackaged.
NXT for that though.
I
So a lot of people didn't see
understand that. Look here,
It
man.
still, it still
Listen,
happened though. I think that's what he's
It
trying to
still
say.
It's
happened.
still,
I get it.
that's what I'm
But
trying to say.
Ilya,
It
that
still
could
happened.
work with Ilya because he needs promo work and he needs
No,
somebody
but
to roll with.
look
He's
here.
not just a singles competitor.
He
But
looks
that's
like
the
he
thing,
looks
though.
more singles.
But,
Oh, go ahead, Dre.
but
My bad.
but
Dre
that's the
trying to
thing,
say
though. We
something.
put a lot of guys together, though. We put a lot of tag team guys and just say
You
you
don't
would
think
go
that would
to
help
that one.
Imperium?
What I
It
mean,
would definitely help
in my
Imperium.
opinion,
I don't think it would.
opinion,
I don't think it would. I don't think he would do it though. I don't think he
I,
fits there. I would
we
like
can.
it.
You could repackage Imperium, but I feel like Imperium had its opportunity. Like they seemed like they just couldn't get it together
Ah,
with Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser, which I feel like Ludwig Kaiser can be an incredible
I think
singles
he'd be a great
competitor,
singles competitor
which
too.
he'd be
Yeah,
great. Ilya is great on his own, and Gunther is good on his own. He don't need, like you said, I don't need to curd around the baggage or whatever, like shit, whatever, like this. So
For
I
him to
think he could
stay
be on
heel,
his
he
own.
does.
What to have a group?
He has to have a
Dre.
group
I
to
gotta
keep
say,
him
I
as
want
a
to say this.
bad guy.
Yeah, I want to say this too because I understand what you're saying. They can all stand on their own 2 feet. The one thing I definitely agree with you about is what the fuck, Kaiser. He's incredible.
Mm.
He's incredible. I can see him as a fucking standalone bad guy. No doubt.
He'll
Good
be a
guy,
future
maybe.
Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a future something. But I gotta
Mhm.
disagree a little bit, man, because I think that thing that they're getting wrong with Imperium is they didn't take them seriously as long as they should have on Raw. I think that they should have been way more dominant because they were a fucking phenomenal tag team. If they want to repackage, if it was an Ilya, I would be cool, but I don't see Ilya playing the tag team role behind Gunther or even with somebody else. But I would not mind seeing an Imperium kind of like reestablishment with 4 people. I think it would be perfect for Gunther. I think that the faction unity, especially when you're building somebody, just
See,
hearing
but
that music, bro, is
and now think about
dominant.
it. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it was, like Warren said, it was an NXT, but they even had Alexander Wolf,
Yeah,
who
they
was
Alexander Wolf.
on
Yeah,
Imperium. He was the fourth member. They kicked him out.
they kicked him
So
out.
now
Yeah,
you kick Giovanni out.
That's because he
twice
wanted out of
now.
WWE.
Oh man, go ahead, man. Come on, man. You just making
what
an
he say?
excuse.
That's
What he
why.
He just want him
No,
out.
that's
Like,
why
come
he
on.
went to TNA right after that.
That's why I feel like Imperium sort of like they had their chance and y'all just blew
When
it.
they
Like they
had
were
Wolf,
really
yes, they
Hey,
were
man.
like they
complete,
were
in my
NXT
opinion.
UK, NXT. Like they were like, oh,
Yes.
y'all love Imperium,
When they were
but
on
it's
UK,
like
yes, I agree.
they were bullshitting them. Like they could have won the tag team titles on Monday
I
Night
believe
Raw
it.
or
I'm
whatever.
telling you,
But
they
it was
missed an
just like
opportunity with them, bro. They were a strong fucking faction.
I don't know what they got going on with Giovanni Vinci because they seem like they keep poking at him and having Ludwig
He
Kaiser take him
boring.
out or whatever.
He
He's
wants
fucking
his
I don't
own
boring,
know.
bro.
character.
You
He
know,
was
He's
doing
boring.
I don't
Yeah,
good
know.
he
when
has no
when
character.
he repackaged himself the first time. But I saw why they brought him back, and you saw the pop. We even all said it. We're like, oh wow, he's back. Like it was a pop when he showed up with Imperium that one time because we thought Imperium was done. We thought Gunther, or when they changed his name from Walter to Gunther, like he was by himself for a little bit. Kaiser was on his own for a little bit too. So when you brought both of those two back, it was a feel to him. Now my thing is with Da Vinci. Brian
He
said
boring.
that's best.
He boring
I
as
hate to
shit.
say it.
Oh, head
He's at his
boring ass
best. I mean,
motherfucker.
Kaiser, you could tell Kaiser stands out from Imperium. You
Yeah,
could
he
say
does.
Gunther
He
stands
really
out
does.
from
Definitely
Imperium.
does.
Da Vinci is just on the team.
Just boring. Yeah, you're just there.
Mm.
I agree with
Man.
you.
You put
100%.
Ilya in there, Ilya puts a different feel with Imperium.
Warren, you're not wrong when you say that, but the thing is, I think you're leaving out the fact that Ilya also has his own personality that I don't think it matches with a group.
I don't
That's
think
my
it
only
matches with
difference.
the main roster, in my opinion.
Go on. That's a little. I mean, I can't argue all the way. I'm not going to lie. He's a phenomenal competitor, but he
I
goes
can-
on the
yes.
rack with me.
The only,
with-
the,
But
I
I'm
don't
saying
the only
promo
was
work
like-
and stuff like
the,
that. Can you
the
get
only way
invested?
the only reason I can see that is because Ilya was the one who did beat Gunther for the NXT UK
That's
That's what
championship.
put him on
Yep.
the map,
That's
really.
what put him on the
so,
map,
That's
yeah.
what put him
yeah,
and
that would
Walter
put him on the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I can only see it. Gunther
And
shows
UK.
up in suits when he wants to. Ilya does. I can see it, but I feel like these guys are established. Like Brian said, it's established singles competitor. It don't need to be put in the group. You already see a lot of guys
You don't
just
want tag team split
get
right now,
thrown
especially
together.
when the establishment is going on the tag team realm.
You know what I do want to see? If we're talking about like fantasy booking or whatever, I want to see fucking Pete Dunne switch up and heel turn on old boy, the little strong kid, whatever the fuck his name
Oh
is.
yeah, Tyler Bate.
He corny, bro. You're another corny
Yeah,
motherfucker, bro. That's
yeah.
Three Stooges shit.
He's
He's
one of
so
those
solid
guys.
when he had a little mustache thing. It was
Tyler
funny.
Bate.
Fucking
Tyler Bate
boring.
is one of those
He's a
guys who was
strong
just
son of a bitch,
only. And no offense, he's one of those guys who was just like popping only in NXT or NXT
Yeah.
UK when
because
he
he's a
was there.
catch wrestling guy. He's
He a
not
tag
like,
team wrestler. If you put him in a
Yeah.
tag team, have a little fun tag
His
team,
partner,
he's cool.
that he was with, much less mom, he's in TNA.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Let Pete
what did
Dunne
you
on his own, bro. They fucking with him too much. It almost feel like he about to stop wrestling because they said he producing and shit now. And once that starts happening, you about to be in the back with the rest of the dudes. But I feel like Pete Dunne deserves a big run. I think he could be credible. I don't think he hitting. I got a lot to say, man. I got a lot to say, and I feel like we ain't touched on everything. But I know it's late, and we're not going to do too much. I still got a whole nother show to fucking do. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are missing opportunities right now, and I feel like that some of them are going to be too late to come back to it. Like we were talking about earlier about when the momentum is gone. Pete Dunne is somebody that I think that they kind of missed the mark. Now, another thing we're starting to recognize, if you guys are recognizing it too, Damian Priest is the World Heavyweight champion right now. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and these guys, these big names, are the ones who hold the WWE Heavyweight Championship. That's the grand fucking prize. They're not going to put that belt on just anybody. Pete Dunne, Ilya Dragunov, these motherfuckers can hold the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm telling you right now.
I believe
they can hold it.
I can see Ilya getting the world
hold on.
title.
Can they win the WWE shit?
Now that's a good
the argument.
That's a good argument because you remember back in the days, like it was guys who were coming up. The WWE Championship was on Monday Night Raw. That was sort of like John Cena. Yeah, but John Cena was sort of like the guy who had it.
WWE champion.
Eddie did before,
Edge.
but then Batista came in. You see, Batista, he only won it once, so it was like that World Heavyweight Championship opened up the opportunities for certain guys, like Rey Mysterio. I don't believe Rey Mysterio, if that World Heavyweight title was not around, Rey Mysterio would have not won the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't believe. I don't think he would have won it. It's the Great Khali wouldn't have won it because the WWE Championship was the only thing. And certain guys, like Brian said, only wins it. And now when you have this other secondary championship, you sort of give this, sort of, I'm not gonna say consolation prize, but you
get more opportunities.
You give these other superstars other opportunities.
It was a shot at
World
WCW because they made WCW's main title the secondary title.
I mean, hey, if it is that
nostalgia too,
but I see a lot of people becoming world heavyweight champion or have an opportunity, like you said, Pete Dunne
now
LA
because
Knight,
of the Ric Flair moniker, world champion.
People.
That's why, because Ric Flair's more legacies, more trailblazed now than what it was back then, because the world championship, not WWE championship, not the Universal, not the Undisputed, not all them damn tongue twister Peter Piper pick the peppers type of shit. But it's like, it's the fact that now wrestling has got more of a view set on a different aspect of how they watch wrestling compared to what we used to. The World Heavyweight Championship would have never been around Edge if Cena did not let it happen. Like, those are some of the things that they took a ball and they were like, hey, are you sure we should take it? All right. Edge went and got established with the World Heavyweight title and then finally became the main champion after proving, hey, I could do this. If we want to say other guys,
the WWE Championship first when he cashed in.
Yeah, he won the WWE Championship, but in 2009 he did win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I knew that.
In the Money in the Bank.
He was the guy that they considered
on the Undertaker.
That's right.
So listen, man, it's different guys that got those establishments.
Before we wrap it up, last question: what's your guys' thoughts on the tag team titles, the WWE new tag team titles?
Probably the best set of titles in WWE right now in wrestling. Actually, I would say I don't
SmackDown
think there's
ones?
a nicer belt. Yeah, the SmackDown ones
Ooh, boy.
in wrestling right now. I'll be honest with you. They're beautiful, man.
Yeah, they remind me of
Yeah.
the original WWF tag
The
team.
red
They
and
got
blue and
shape.
gold.
Yeah, man,
Mhm.
those are beautiful,
Unexpected blue lettering.
tag team titles. And
That's just
last thing, man, screw to Becky, man. She did not have to win the women's World Heavyweight
All right.
Championship this
I do
Monday night
want
on
to.
Raw,
Oh, that
man.
shit away, man.
I want to cut on this
Come
before
on,
we leave.
really?
I want to cut on this before we leave. Now, but Bully Ray said it at its best. The reason why they did it is because you want a star to carry it in the same scenario. Obviously, we are going to see it because you've said it before. Liv still needs to build. Liv still needs to have build a little bit. Nia still needs a little bit of build. Who's the more established one? Becky is. Becky's obviously not going to have the title that long because she was supposed to have been gone already.
Listen, I'm
Like,
about to
we
hit.
saw her in the
she's supposed to be still out.
Hey, commission.
You
I'm about
do
to hit
something
Warren
fucking
with the what chant. I'm about to hit him with the what chant, y'all. What? Good, Warren. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I mean,
Yo,
it
listen,
is
you're
what it
not
is.
wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. See, the thing,
It's going to
I
make
agree with
Liv's
you.
win more better at that
I-
time in my same scenario.
I
because she
agree
beat
with
Becky.
No, I don't think it's gonna make her better. I think that's the bullshit everybody keeps getting hung up on. If she beats Becky, she beats Becky. But the thing is, everybody's already annoyed seeing that shit already to start with. So it's not like it's something that's think about this how I think about it. And Bubba Ray, I heard Bubba Ray said it too. Of course he said it because it's the business. It's the business, all that bullshit. You don't really want to see somebody you don't really know. You don't want to see somebody you don't really know. But you know what you do want to see? You want to see surprises. You want to see shit that you don't know. You want to see shit that's foreign. That's attractive too. And that's always the aspect that gets forgotten about. Everybody plays it safe. Oh, Rhea's injured.
Example,
Who
Damian
do we?
Priest.
Who?
And I feel
Damian
like-
Priest is
and
a
I-
surprise, and that was a big surprise. Everybody was fucking great to see that. Now he's got to prove himself. Now he's got to
How
prove.
did he do on that promo?
Yeah, but then
Did he
but,
make you invest?
It was ass.
from Becky Lynch.
Exactly.
I looked at it.
There's the story.
Good, Dre.
There's
Good,
the
Dre.
story.
I look at Becky Lynch. Obviously, they obviously had to call it audible. Becky Lynch is like the Stone
just
Cold
completed
of
my
the
case
women's
on that.
division.
No, we go.
She's
Yeah, I
and
know.
that's what I said. She's the one. She's the Stone
That's
Cold
why I play
of the
safe.
women's division, and they just gave her the belt. And
Boring.
now when you have like a Liv Morgan or a Nia Jax or whoever else or Raquel or whatever wanting to be champion, or if they have that opportunity, then they could beat the Stone Cold version like of the women's division in a Becky Lynch. Now, yeah, I know they gave it to her, and
Charlotte's
it
still the
seemed like she
best.
was supposed to have been.
Nah.
You said she's
Of
the
all
best.
That's
time.
true.
You
Charlotte
said
is the
she's
greatest
best.
of all time. It is
Charlotte?
what it is.
Are you sure?
Woman wrestler of all time.
Woman wrestler of all
Of all
time.
time.
I don't know.
Second right behind her is Trish Stratus.
She did.
I mean,
Nah, I
Trish
wouldn't say
Stratus.
that.
I
wouldn't say that.
mean,
Trish Stratus
I'm
is not a
biased
better wrestler than fucking Becky Lynch.
because
Trish
I'm
Stratus is not a
biased.
better
I love
wrestler
Trish Stratus.
than Bailey.
No, not better wrestler though. I think it was
Yeah.
I'm
the
not saying
character
better
position
wrestler. I'm
at the
talking about
time as well
character.
too.
Oh,
But
character.
wrestler, Charlotte,
Yeah.
yes. Hands down.
Sasha.
Yeah,
Then Sasha
Charlotte.
Banks. Well,
yes.
I don't know.
For the
I don't
short
know.
amount of time,
we might have an
and the
argument on that
level
one.
that she has carried the business
What up, bro?
standpoint. That's why I say it. Because of the whole establishment. Charlotte never wrestled on the indies and became one of the biggest trailblazers and women wrestlers.
But her
of all time.
father is Ric Flair, so that is a question mark
In
by her
reality,
name too. Though I ain't gonna lie.
Charlotte, it's not just the daughter of Ric Flair anymore. It's Ric Flair, the father of Charlotte Flair. I mean Charlotte Flair. That's my opinion.
I just forgot what I was about to say. I was about to say some good shit. I just forgot what I was going to say. Do you have a YouTube page so I can subscribe? You can subscribe to all of our. My bad, I'm reading comments and shit.
I think all of ours are on this thing.
Yeah, all of ours are on the page. Brian Williams. We appreciate you watching, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
please
it.
subscribe to us all and
Yeah, definitely.
keep us going. But I was gonna say something about. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Remember Warren too, man. Another big thing, and this is going in Charlotte in favor. You know, Trish Stratus got by a lot because she was showing them titties and them ass for most of her fucking career.
And of course, at that time too. Yeah.
Yeah, in that time period. It was
only a manager.
It was all about
changed,
TNA.
That's what I'm
She
saying.
changed.
You gotta give
She
her the
definitely
respect
changed.
standpoint.
Oh yeah,
And she became one of the main girls on that company for a long fucking time.
Because we love Trish Stratus. A
beautiful face, and that could work. Like in reality, she could work. Like they did some stuff. Her and Lita carried that company for those whole times. I mean, as much as
the women's division.
Stacey Keebler
I was gonna say the whole company. Yeah, the women's
Yeah,
I
division, yeah, for
mean,
sure.
they were
Yeah,
the
they
first
definitely
main
did their
event
thing.
for a women match for a long time.
And Raw, yeah, they really did.
Lita
But
almost
man,
killed
that's
herself.
what's up, man.
yeah,
Look at
that's a
Commission
big
Talks.
argument. We'd have to conversate that on the whole show, maybe. Talk
We'll
about
save
like
next
that time
week.
period.
There's the next week topic right there.
Hey, yo, man, definitely a great vibe. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Here on Commission Talks, man. We live, buzzing with Marlo, the Beeline Entertainment LLC, and of course the 11:30 podcast. So make
Oh
sure you
yeah.
definitely like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend about the podcast show and Commission Talk every Wednesday, 5 p.m. live here on YouTube and
It
social media
alternates.
everywhere.
It
You know,
alternates.
so it
Alternate.
alternates around. So next week I think it'd be Brian Weeks, but we'll chat about it or whatever like
Yeah.
that. But any final thing you guys want to say before we wrap it up and roll on out of here?
Hey man, same thing. Great night, man. Appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun. You know, wrestling is fun right now because WrestleMania definitely does
YouTube in that
dominate.
chat. Oh my god.
Yo, me and Dre was going at it because Raw was
I'm
crazy.
like, y'all didn't even want to say it. No one
Yo.
put a text or anything. I'm just sitting there listening to it driving home. I'm just like,
Bruh,
man,
ain't nobody got
this
time to be
bro.
typing this shit. I don't be
Yeah,
typing shit.
no,
I
I
started
was
that whole
man.
thing with them. I started that whole thing, and then me and Drake got clicked into it. And Blackheart never got attached to it. He would always text us. And then
I
like,
can't.
when you got in there, I was like, oh yeah, Brian's fitting in already.
Oh
You
yeah,
started doing the voice message.
I was
thing.
over there, bruh. Listen, I was sending messages to people so many fucking
I
messages.
sat there,
Whether I
was
was
like,
fucking
damn. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
all voice message.
voice messages is my shit. I can't do that
Yeah.
typing for an hour shit,
Y'all
yo.
had me
That's too much to
crying
say.
when y'all were saying stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I don't even have to watch the show. They gave it to me right here.
Yeah.
But
But guys,
we got-
listen, we're gonna talk about it. Like Warren's saying, like me and Dre was watching Raw this week, and we was just like,
y'all
we
were.
had to talk about it. But we're gonna have STR tonight. Continuing Wrestle Talk Wednesdays, of course. No guests. It's just gonna be me, Lay, and of course Slim. And we're gonna be talking about pretty much the same thing we're talking about on here. Pretty similar, like just kind of recovering everything and going over everything. But we're really gonna be diving into some definitely like what's next shit. Talking about the events that happened on Raw. So if you want to see continuation of the conversation, definitely join us over there.
Okay.
Also, guys, I want to share this with y'all too. I've been talking about it forever, and it looks like at the end of this month we are going to have the new wrestling game that we're going to be pushing through. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got a lot of really fun questions. I'll go ahead and just give you guys one right now. Let's just see how well Commission is gonna do on it. All right, so let's see. You ready? It's a big one.
Okay.
What was John Cena's first title?
The United States
First
Championship.
time, yeah.
United States Championship. Ding, ding, ding. Ah, he got it. Oh, shit. So it's going to be some trivia like that. Just to explain, this is like a really small example. It's basically going to be two teams going to go at it with wrestling trivia. I'm going to be the host, of course. And even though I am a part of both of these shows, STR as well as Commission, you might see, Dre and Warren and
Oh,
Lane
definitely, most
as a
definitely.
team,
I
you know
love
what I mean?
wrestling trivia shit.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
oh my
it's going to
gosh.
be a lot of fun. And we want you guys to watch. We want you guys to enjoy. We want you guys to jump in the comments and stuff like that. But we're going to be going head to head with different podcasts and stuff like that. Devin be talking. I'm going to hit him
I'm
up.
the WrestleNary champion for the OTTR mob right now, though.
Okay, well, all right, you got. I don't know what that is. What is it? What is that?
Well,
what is that?
Shiz made a wrestling game show a long time. It's called WrestleNary, and they do like
okay.
the same kind of things, like a Wheel of Fortune type nostalgia thing. It was pretty cool.
Oh, okay, that's what's
But
up.
yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Dre had a blast last time with them, so bro, trivia with wrestling, like you don't get to see that often. So
Let's go,
I
man.
think that's gonna be fun. But
yeah,
I do want to say happy birthday, Matthew. Today he is officially 12.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
This kid
Birthday.
is one of the strongest human beings I've ever met in my life.
It's awesome,
I'm
man.
blessed to say I got a 12-year-old now. But definitely Buzzing with Marlo. We've been playing Buzzing with Gaming more than anything right now. Just to keep on tack for a little bit. Just wanted to reprocess and stuff like that. Obviously, I think we're gonna do a live episode next week. So I know we've been getting people asking, hey, when we go with some interviews? I'm like, yeah, just ease up. My daughter deleted all pre-recorded, all 40 episodes I had.
My God.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it's no
Punishment right there.
episodes right now. So ABC Mouse found a way to eliminate everything I pre-recorded.
That's
so
crazy.
I want to give a shout out to DCCW, Baker County. Y'all were awesome. last Saturday, man. We blew that building out. Seeing Pope and seeing some other NWA talent come in was pretty fun. My match was very something to remember for sure. My shoulder definitely tells you the same. But man, super awesome crowd, super awesome things that we have done. Looking forward to June 26th. That's going to even be more funner. But man, like we've all said, man, we've got a lot of things coming up. We've been growing outrageously with commission talks.
Really?
Just I want to say something on commission talks as a whole, man. This was just a sample, just to have a collab and have fun, have a gentleman's chat. I say it all the time. Dre even said it too. Brian has been one of the best perfect fits that we have had, just because the energy standpoint has been something that's really fun. Like when we do these episodes, we used to be like on a set time, and it's like, damn, we forgot we're already on almost 2 hours. We're already on this. Like, yeah, that just tells you like how good this chat has been. Even shout out to Blackheart and all the past commission guys we've had. I mean, we've had some trial and errors, but hey, it's been an absolute blast. We want to thank everybody for the love and support that we have been doing. I mean,
For sure.
we've done this now for officially almost 4 years now, so that's insane to say that
incredible,
commission
man.
talks it's been this long.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Definitely what's up.
We've been the long haul, bro. We've been the
Hey,
long
we
haul.
definitely. I appreciate everyone, man, for real, for the support. That will definitely tune in on Commission
Definitely.
Talk. We got almost about 30, 40 people, tuning in. So it's actually, awesome. And, love you guys for hearing us chat wrestling, man. And also to Warren, man, that's where my little man come in here with my computer. Hey, you better get away from this computer. You better not touch
Bro.
it, boy. You better
I
not
was
touch
at
it.
work. My wife
I
told
locked
me
my
about
door.
it.
Ain't nobody knows.
Man. Yeah, I put the
I feel
because he
you,
got
bro.
this old little playpen where he don't use, so it's like in front of the door and it's a bunch of shit in it. So don't you move it and don't come in
Right.
here or whatever. But hey, I wish the best on that Warren. New
140.
episode. I know that's crazy. New episode of the 11:30 podcast is out with legendary singer, rapper, dancer,
Check that
Law.
out. Yeah,
Where
check that
he
out. Great episode, bro.
yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Where he comes on and talk about a bunch of shit from being in the music industry, working with Amy Winehouse and Son of a Black Panther, just a bunch of stuff. So great episode right there, and a great episode still to come. Hopefully my son don't get in here. I don't want to jinx myself. And also, Talk Pro Wrestling returns this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So man, we're gonna be talking more wrestling, man. Got the draft and other stuff coming. So other than that, man, this been great as well. WTW Wrestle Talk Wednesday. Tune in to the straight through the ropes tonight, man. 9 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely tune in. Yo, man, for myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, my guy Warren Marlowe, host of Buzzing with Marlowe, and Brian B. Yo, until next time, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Woo,
Peace.
y'all.